Hello, my name is Mohammed Atif, and I would like to introduce to you a new course, which is Learn Kali Linux and Hack Android mobile devices. Now, the introduction will cover the following point. I'm going to give a brief about myself. We're going to talk about the scope of this course, then the course content, and the flow of this course. How can you get the best of this course? And then finally, what is different in this course than other ethical hacking course. Let me start with a brief about myself. As I mentioned, my name is Mohammed Atif. I'm a security consultant. I have been working in security since around 20 years now, mainly in information security, penetration testing, security architecture, security analyst, and I work. I hold a lot of professional certificate from different vendor, from IC Square, from Easy Council. Besides, I'm a certified instructor from Easy Council, from Microsoft, from Cisco, and I did work with some big names in the field like IBM or Cleveland Clinic or some of the Ministry of Interior worldwide. Also, I work with law enforcement in the field of information security and penetration testing. I have many courses published on Udemy. Some of them are bestseller, like Ethical Hacking from Scratch to Advanced Technique. It's a bestseller course, or Certified Information System Security Professional exam preparation. And finally, about myself, I was able to help a lot of students to clear their professional exam in different area in CISSP and CH. So I believe I can help you gaining the right skills for ethical hacking and penetration testing. Now, let's talk about the scope of this course. Most of the ethical hacking course, the online or even the instructor-led courses, are focusing on Windows and Linux platform. So if you check online, most of the ethical hacking course, they give or they are focusing on how to compromise a computer or a network that run a Windows or Linux platform. And this is good actually, except right now, if you think about it, we start switching to mobile devices. So everyone has a smartphone right now or a tablet that hold all the critical information that we used to keep on our PC. So now you're going to see that on your smartphone, you have all your email, you have all your contact, all your messages, everything. And on smartphone or tablet, we don't have the same security layers that we do have on PC and computers. So think about it. If you are an organization and you have a network that consists of many computers, you can provide many security layers. You can have antivirus on the machine, and you can have a firewall, you can have IDS. So it will be hard to compromise. But on another hand, most of your employees are setting up their mobile device to be able to receive email on their mobile or to save important information on their mobile. While on the mobile platform, we do not have the same security layer. Actually, most people do not have even an antivirus on their mobile, which makes the mobile much more easier to compromise and much more easier to hack than the computer and personal PC. And I searched for a while, but I was not able to find any courses covering this area, how the smartphone can be compromised. And it's quite easy. And by just doing a small search online regarding the weakness in Android, because our course will focus on Android, not Apple iOS. I'm working now on Apple iOS, but I didn't finish the curriculum yet. So this course will focus on Android iOS weakness. So by doing a small search, in any public vulnerability website and search for Android vulnerability, you'll find many vulnerability inside Android. Some of them are related to Android, some of them are related to application into Android like WhatsApp and so on. So what I'm trying to say that Compromising an Android device, could be a smartphone or a tablet, it's much more easier, and it will get you the same result that you were doing, that you were planned to do if you need to compromise a computer. So a lot of people start switching from compromising a computer to compromising a smartphone or any Android device. So the objective of this course is to show as a penetration tester for any organization that you should have a rule and a policy related to the usage of Android device in their organization. Should we allow employee in our organization to use their Android device to receive the company email and to save the critical information? Is it safe or it can be compromised? So in any way, this should not be done in a malicious way, or it should not be done in illegal way. This course, it's only for legal and authorized penetration testing, but not for computer, for Android device. The course cover few sections. First one, we're going to talk about penetration testing. What is the objective of penetration testing and what product we will be using? Mainly we're going to use Kali Linux. And I'm going to start in Kali Linux from scratch. So it doesn't matter if you don't have any experience with Kali. I'm going to show you how to install it, how to download it and install it and set up Kali Linux and start using the major tool inside. Now, this is not a Kali Linux course. The topics that I'm covering related to Kali Linux is the introduction, how to install it, and I'm explaining the tools that will be used for hacking Android. So it's not a full Kali Linux hack, but I'm going to add a lot of resources and I'm going to provide my full support. If anyone need more information about Kali Linux or anything related to Kali Linux, I'll be supporting them. Second section, I'm going to I'm going to demonstrate how to set up your lab. To get the best of this course, you have to do everything practically. Do not just watch my videos and say, yes, it's fine. You have to set up a lab, have the proper equipment, the proper platform, and then you can start testing whatever I'm doing. Then third section is talking about the important tools. Kali Linux is filled of penetration testing tool. We will not cover all of them. This will need a couple of courses. We're going to take the major tools that we need for Android penetration or Android hacking. Then I'm going to talk about exploitation. This is a separate subject or a separate section where I'm going to explain how to search for a weakness, how to get advantage from this weakness, how to search for an Android weakness or even Windows weakness, and then how to get advantage or to compromise the system using this weakness. The next section, we will be talking about hacking Android device. I'm going to show you different way to hack Android devices. We're going to use some regular technique. We're going to use some vulnerabilities that has been recently found. And I'm going to show you not those specific attack because you're going to cover maybe 5-6 attack. But the point here is not those specific attack. It's how to search for a vulnerability and get used to it. Maybe tomorrow a new vulnerability will be published. Now, how can I utilize that to compromise system? So it's more about the technique, not the tool. Then we're going to talk about social engineering. This is not a technical section. This is showing you how easy it is to manipulate people that are using Android device. I can spoof an email. I can send them an email showing that it's coming from someone else. I can spoof SMS. I can spoof phone call. We're going to demonstrate everything. And by using social engineering techniques that we're going to explain, you can implement whatever attack in the other section. But one more time, this is to be used for privacy setting, for privacy. And the most important point, it should be used in an ethical, authorized way after getting the right approval. This tools that we are using is considered in many countries illegal. So if you try to misuse that, you take full responsibility about that. And finally, we're going to talk about hacking using Android device. How can I hack a system with an Android device? So you can consider that we have two subjects here. Don't get confused. First one is about hacking Android device, how to compromise a smartphone or a tablet. Second one, what if you are sitting somewhere and you have an Android device and you need to monitor the network or hack the network? Can I hack network using or other devices using Android device? So you're going to see some tools that allow you to do that. Uh, the flow of the course, as I was saying, that you need to have the lab, the proper lab, and I will guide you how to do that. It's an easy lab. And also you need to have an Android device, and we're going to talk about that in a different lecture. And you should not use your own smartphone for this course. I'm repeating, you should not use your own smartphone for this course, because your own smartphone where you are keeping all your contact and messages and email, there is no guarantee that while you are doing that, the phone will not be crashed or you maybe lose information. So have a cheap device dedicated for this course. I'm going to talk about that in another lecture during this course. Finally, what is different in this course? I believe there is some difference that worth mentioning. Number one, I was not able till now to find a course that focus on Android hacking. And there is few actually, but they are talking about hacking devices using Android or maybe some application hacking. But I was not able to find something related to my objective, which is having a full penetration testing about Android platform. That I noticed that the Android platform keep getting increasing and keep widely increased, while it doesn't have a security almost. So it's very, very easy to compromise. So when you go through this course, definitely you will be more careful. You will not blindly trust email or trust mobile call or trust SMS, because everything can be spoofed. You will never download any application from any place besides the proper place, and even the proper place it can be manipulated as well, as we're going to see. So your vision will change, your view or your security concept will change when it comes to the Android devices. Number two, this will be a dynamic course. Like most of my previous course, I did create that. Maybe it has now 6 or 7 sections. But whenever any new vulnerability related to Android will be published, I will check this vulnerability and I'm going to make a lecture about it. So you will keep getting updated with all the vulnerability in Android. And finally, is the promise that I support to provide to you during the course. So I'll support you with a lot of material. I'll support you with any technical feedback, and I'll be there for any question. And people who enrolled in any of my courses, they know, that I'm keeping my word when it comes to support. Finally, this course doesn't have a professional exam like the other course I published, but I believe from the technical perspective, you'll get some new skills related to Android, and you're going to give some focus to a new platform that I believe it become widely used, and security is not considered in this field. So I hope this course will be useful for you. Feel free to contact me if you have any question or you need any other resources, and best of luck. During this course, you will need an Android device to be able to test the different attack on this device. You have two different options for that. You can use a emulator, it's like a virtual machine, and you have a BlueStack. This is a free software that you can download, and it will give you the same platform, Android platform. But I will suggest, to make this course as much realistic as you can, to have an Android device like mine. This is actually, this is a BlueStack. This is an Android device, and during the lab setup, I'm going to show you how can you get remote access on your Android device on your computer. We are using get remote access on your Android device on your computer. We are using a software called Mobizane. This allow you to connect the same way I'm doing right now. So I have the mobile in front of me to show you the different attack, and to be able to use the course effectively, you're going to need to have a dedicated device for that. I mean, do not, and I'm confirming that you should not use your own device. You should not use your own smartphone. You should have a device only for this course, because we're going to install a lot of malicious app and we're going to do a lot of attacks. So do not take any risk by using your own phone and that has your own information and contact and so on. And you never know, problem happen. So I suggest to have a dedicated device. And the course actually consists of two different parts. There is a part where we are explaining how to hack Android devices. And for that, you don't need to do anything. You just need to have an Android device. But also, I have a section in the course talking about hacking using Android device. So hacking other computers and other devices using Android. If you need to follow this section, you're going to need to root your device. I did add a video on how to root a device, but root method are different from one device to another. So if the videos that I added to this section did not help you, and you're not able to find any resources on how to root your testing device, I'm repeating and confirming, a testing device, not your personal device, let me know, and I'm going to send me the model of your device, and I'm going to try to search and send you how to root this device. So you're going to need to have a Android device like mine. It's better to have the device rooted, so you'll be able to test all the attack related to hacking Android, and the attack related to hacking using Android. And during the lab setup, I'm going to show you how to have a remote desktop the same way I have, if you need to have the same setup. But still, this is an option. You can use the mobile in a regular way. First section in this course will be how to set up our lab. The lab, it's divided to two different parts. We have a virtual lab that will be installed on your PC, and this will be a VMware player that have Kali Linux inside. On your PC, and this will be a VMware player that have Kali Linux inside. And also we need to install our Android platform, and we're gonna do that in two different lectures. So let's start by set up Kali Linux in a virtual machine in our computer as the first part of the lab setting. First, we need to install Kali Linux software. And you can Google it, type download Kali Linux, and you can go to their official website, which is kali.org. You go there and you will find different Kali Linux for 64 or 32-bit virtual machine or virtual hard drive. So what you're going to do, you're going to install the 32-bit. It doesn't matter the operating systems that you have on your machine. You may have an operating system which is 64, but it doesn't matter, because after all, we're going to install this image inside the virtual machine. So I want you to download this Kali Linux 32-bit. There is different way for downloading. You're going to click on ISO, and as you can see, you're going to start downloading that. It's around 3 GB, but I already downloaded, so I will save you time. And this is the Kali Linux after downloading it. Second step, it's to download and install virtual machine or VMware player. So you can do the same. You can go to download VMware player, and it's a free software. And if you was one of my enrolled student, most probably you went through that before, so you don't need to repeat such step. So you go to, I'm sorry, you should not type 32. I don't think they have a 32. But you can go to their official website and you can download the latest version. This is the VMware player. They have version 12 right now. So you just download it, player for Windows 64, for Linux. Since we have Windows, you're gonna download this one and install it. So those are the first two softwares that you need to install. After installing the VMware player, sorry, not the workstation, I want you to install the VMware player. Yeah, this is the one, right? Yeah, player, exactly. Yeah, this is the right one. Once you install VMware player, you download it and install it, it will look like this. So you open the VMware player, and when the VMware player have been installed the first time, you should not find any images on the left pane. So this one should be empty. But since mine is an old one and I did install many virtual machine inside, that's why I have a lot of entry here. But in your case, if you just install VMware player, it should be empty. So now we need to set up Kali Linux inside your virtual machine player. So you go to create a new virtual machine and you choose the last option, which is I will install the operating system later, and you click on next. We're going to choose from here which operating system. In our case, it will be Linux. And from the menu here, you should choose other 2.6 kernel, this one, and you click on next. Then you can give him here any name. You can name it Kali Android, Kali Hacking Course, or you can just name it Kali. But actually, since I have a name, I have a a course with the same name, or a virtual machine with the same name, so it will be a problem. But in your case, if this is new, you can name whatever you want. This is optional actually, and this will be the names that will be showing on the left pane. And I usually suggest to save the virtual image in any drive except C, because most probably it will increase and it will fill the drive. And if the C drive gets filled, you will start having problems. So in my case, I have an external hard drive. I'm going to install it on this external hard drive. And you click on next. This one is 8. It's better to increase it a little bit, maybe 12 or 15. And finish. So now, as you can see, we created a virtual machine, except it's empty. It's like you bought a computer that doesn't have an operating system. So if you power on, nothing will start. But before installing the Kali Linux inside, you need to go to setting here. And you need to set up your virtual machine. This is like you are creating a virtual machine that is taking resources from your physical machine. So what I need to do first, when it comes to memory, instead of 256, which is very, very low amount of memory, you need to increase it. I'll make it 2 because I have 16 GB, but it depends about how much memory do you have in your computer. So if you only have 4 or 2, I think 1 GB will be okay. Then you should go to the CD-ROM here. And usually the default setting will be he's using the physical drive. So you need to change that, and you need to change, I'm going to use an ISO image. And you need to point to the Kali Linux ISO image that we downloaded from the official website. So you go there. For me, I did save the image on the H drive in a folder called ISO. Here you go, and Kali. And we click on OK. So first you need to change the memory. Then you need to go to the CD DVD and point to the ISO image that you downloaded from the official website. Now you set to go to launch the Kali Linux virtual machine and to install the Kali Linux in such virtual machine. So you're going to right click on it and you're going to power on. Once you get that, you will get different option here. So what you're going to do is that you're going to choose to install a graphical interface. So you go to install graphical Linux. Sorry, it's not that clear. Let me wear my glasses. You can run it as a live CD, but this will actually be a temporary. So whatever, whenever you shut down the computer, it will remove whatever you created. So you need to go to the installation, but graphical install. So you need to go to this one and click on enter. I'll guide you until it starts the installation, but the process usually take around 45 minutes. So once he starts the installation, we're going to pause the video until he finish. It's a straightforward installation, just like Windows. And once he finishes installation, I'm going to show you how to increase the screen size so it will not disturb you. First thing he's asking about the language, so it's English unless you need to change that. He's asking about your location. All those options can be changed later on, but let's keep the default right now. So he's now starting checking the configuration and loading the component for the installation. As I mentioned, it may take around 45 minutes once you finish the basic setup and leave him installing the Kali. Okay, now what is the computer name? You can keep the default Kali, or if you need to change it, the domain name, keep it empty. Nothing, actually, no input will be giving from your side except this step where you need to add root password. This is mandatory, it's not option. So you can put whatever password you want twice, and this will be the root password. Root in Linux, if you're not aware of that, it's like an administrator in Windows. So when you add a root account or log in as a root on your system, you're gonna have full access to it. And everything's still the same. Timing, checking the disk. Okay, so he's gonna say that we're gonna use the entry disk and everything will be deleted, but this will be the virtual disk, so you don't have to worry about your physical disk. This is completely different. You're gonna use this drive, fine, and all file will be deleted, no problem. Finish partitioning and change to disk. Okay. Partition disk. Write the partition to the disk. This option is better to choose yes. I think he start copying the file. This will take time, maybe 30 minutes, 45 minutes, depend about the amount of memory you allocated for this disk. So what I'm going to do right now, I'm going to pause the video until he finish installing that. I'm going to show you how to log in and change the. So he almost finished the installation. Here he's asking you if you need to install the network mirror. This is actually an excellent tool, so you should keep it. Click on continue. And this is if you are working behind a proxy. Right now we are not, so we'll keep the default. And we're going to pause it one more time. Another question about the bootloader. Also, you're going to keep the default. You notice that we are keeping the default in most of the options. Only things that need input from your side, like password or something like that, you have to write them down. This one, you choose the second one. And almost there. And finally, installation is completed. So let's continue. He's finalizing the process. Just few seconds more. Installation has been completed and the machine has been restarted automatically. And now we're going to wait until it starts and log in and make sure that the Kali Linux is working fine. Next lecture, I'm going to show you how to modify the desktop or change the resolution setting in a comfortable way for you. So let's wait until it load. First time it may take some time until it finish loading, but then it will be much more faster than that. Here you go. He's asking about the username, which is root. And later on, if you need to create other user, I'm going to show you how to do that. But most probably you don't need root and the password that you did assign while we were installing Kali Linux. And first step is completed now. So first step is to download the VMware player and download the Kali Linux machine, and then create a virtual machine and install Kali Linux inside. Let's wait until it load, and then next lecture I'm going to show you how to change some configuration so it will be more suitable. And yeah, here you go. So Kali Linux is up and running now. This is the menu. All the options are there, and you can open a terminal, but definitely, it's kind of small. The resolution need to be changed. So this is what we'll be doing the next lecture.